What's up, guys? It's me, Doc, from SampleKings.com. I want to thank a lot of you people for actually watching our videos and helping us to grow the channel. But currently, we are realizing that we need to have more members, as YouTube tells us. In order to do this, I want to implore you to take the time to hit the subscribe button. So please, subscribe. It does help. Yo, what's up, guys? It's me, Doc, from SampleKings.com. And in this video, obviously from the thumbnail you've seen, we're talking about the Akai MPC Sample complaints. Only been out about maybe 7-8 days now. And so there are some complaints coming out there that I'm not too sure about, but I think people just aren't really understanding how the machine works. And there are some legitimate ones too as well. So the device is bricked. That means it won't start on, you can't do nothing with it, It won't turn out the box. And the complaint is generally that users report units freezing on the startup screen or failing to power on after the first few minutes. So this correction for this device, to do that is you've got to go online to the Akai Pro website and register your device. Once you do, you will see the download for the latest update for your Akai MPC sample. Now, this is often due to missing the day one firmware update. The manual recommends checking for updates before the first use. If the unit is unresponsive, you can restart it while connected via USB and navigating to mpc-sample.local in a browser. That's right here, as you can see, it's right here, to that right there, in a browser to reflash or update the firmware. That'll work. Now our next complaint. Can't play chromatic melodies or chords, no key groups. Now the complaint is valid, of course. Producers are frustrated that they can't actually map out a sample across the entire keyboard with these pads. And so what you gotta do though, is if you check the manual, it's pretty simple in the manual. You just gotta go here, this is levels, 16 levels, and I come to here, of course. I pick what I'm gonna do is I'll pick a sound, turn it off. That's the sound right there. I go to here, and now, and so you can see it's in pitches. And that was pitch. I come here to shift, and I go 16 levels here. You'll see I can choose tune. And this is the tuning I would have right here. And my tuning is all you can actually have. You really can't put that stuff inside of chords, but this is the best you can actually do. Now, complaint number 3. There is insane crackling distortion when using MIDI. Now, the complaint users are saying that users syncing an external gear up like RC505 report heavy audio distortion. Now the correction for this is usually a user routing error involving flex beat. If flex beat is active on an empty pad, it may still be processing the master bus. To fix this, enter flex beat mode, and then you're going to do shift pad X, and then you're going to see the mixer, and you're going to turn the third knob down to 0. That's pretty simple. So here I am in flex beat right here, right? I'm going to press shift. I'm going to be in flex beat like this right here, right? And then we'll see right here, we've got this mixer right here. That's the K knob right here too. I just need to bring this down, and then we won't have that problem at all. Pretty simple. Okay, correction number 4. I can't find the EQ for individual pads. Now the complaint users are saying is that users claim there is no way to shape the tone of a drum sound. One-hit drum beyond the basic filtering. Now the correction is this. While there isn't a channel strip EQ, the manual offers 2 powerful alternatives. Now one is the filter envelope. Each pad has a dedicated resonant filter, which is the lo-fi, low pass filter, the high pass filter, the band pass filter with its envelope. So it's pretty simple. I go to sample here. We got that here. This is cool, right? That's pretty good, right? That's pretty sound. And then here we got a cutoff. We got a resonant here. And also we have, this is off right here. If I turn this again, we have that one there, which is classic. We have the low pass filter 2, the low pass filter 4. We also have here the high pass filter 2, high pass filter 4, and we have a band pass filter 2 and a band pass filter 4. And you see where those frequencies are actually working, right? There's nothing there. Here. And that's without it at all. So it's pretty simple stuff. Easy to do. Then we also have the effect knob. So there's the effect knob also. So is our effect knob right here. Go to the effect knob, and we have frequencies and resonance right there also as well to help you, work on some things right there, right? And of course, we can also press shift and get it really cool. So I can press shift with the selecting effect. I can select the effect I'd like to use, as you can see right here. So we can get different effects to apply to it and make it work without having to have the filter on there so much. And then it makes it easier. So let's go back. Let me get out of this again. There we go. Back to here and then back to there. Excellent. Yep, cool. Next, you have the battery icon is lying to me, dying too fast. Now, this complaint has to do mainly with not knowing how this actually works. The complaints that come in say the unit dies unexpectedly even when the icon looks full. Now, it never looks full unless it's fully green right here, right? So make sure you got your cable plugged in. I've got my cable here. This is the cable they gave me that goes into it. They didn't give me a cable. I think they did. You should have got one, I think, probably. I don't remember actually now anymore. I go back in here and I plug that in again, and you'll see it blink like that. And I keep mine charged constantly, I just plug it in instead of having to run around with it. Otherwise, if not, it's 5 hours. It'll go amber here, and you'll see that. And so it will go amber after about a certain period of time. So we'll say that says here, right here, actually in this manual, that the battery icon is green 100% to 30%, amber from 29% to 15%, and red from 14 to 5%. If it blinks red, you have less than 5%. So be aware of that. Now, number 6, I can't record my mutes in sequencer. So the complaint, you just want to do this. They want to use the mute performances to be captured as automation. Now the correction is this, simply just to standard pad mutes do not record as MIDI events. However, the manual states you can automate pad volume. Instead of using the mute button, arm sequence record and pull the fader, set the volume down to record the performance for performative mutes. Pretty simple. Now the next complaint, number 7, the built-in speaker sounds broken or muted when I'm recording. Users think the speaker is defective because it cuts out whenever they try to sample something. This is not a defective speaker system going on. It's a safety thing. This way you don't want to have the speaker get this feedback thing going. I'm recording a feedback loop. So the manual states the speaker is automatically deactivated when using the built-in microphone to prevent feedback loops. Pretty simple. Okay, number 8, knob affects everything. I can't isolate it. The complaint is frustration that turning a knob ruins the whole beat instead of just one sound. The correction is this: you must define the target pads in the knob effects. So we have knob effects right here. It's knob effects right there, right? It's knob effects. Okay? And so you've got knob effects. You select shift and knob effects, shift and knob effects. Right? You can tap pads to enable or disable rather, the effect for them. Brightly lit pads are affected. Dimly lit pads aren't. These are all bright. Those are all dim. This is dim, 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 dim. I'm just affecting this one pad. No, that one, this one too. So when they're lit, you can affect those parameters. Number 9, chopping is non-destructive, but I can't edit slices individually. Now, users hate that changing the pitch of one slice changes the whole sample. The correction is this: by default, all chops share one sample slot. To treat a slot like a individual sound, use the extract function, and Shift B will give you that in chop mode. All right, so you want to go to chop mode here. Let's go back to here, actually. Let me get back out of that, the samples here. And I'm going to go back to chop mode. All right, let's go back into here. There's chop mode right here. It's chop mode right there. You're in chop mode. And then we want to go to Shift B. Shift and B1. That's extract to a pad. Pretty simple stuff right there. Now, this exports the slice to a new pad, giving it its own independent filter, pitch, and envelope settings. Now we got number 10. Project I made in MPC3 crashed. My MPC sample. Okay, it gets bricked, right? Unit after trying to load projects from the main MPC software. You can't do that. You got to read the manual. The MPC sample can export to the MPC3, but importing from MPC3 projects back into the hardware can cause corrupt memory if they contain plugins or tracks that the hardware doesn't support. Always keep your firmware at 1.20 or higher to improve project compatibility. It's that easy. In other words, you can't do it. You can only go up to MPC3. You can't go from MPC3 down to MPC sample. Not going to happen. Unless you got everything the way it says right here.